So we're going to open up. Let's sing a little bim bam. That's what we have to do to start some Shabbat. Sing nice and loud with me if you know it. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, cheery beery beery bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Let me hear you. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat. Now sing it really softly. Bim bam. Bim bam. Bim 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 bam. Bim 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 bam. Even softer now. Bim bam. Bim 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 bam. Bim 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 bam. Now sing it really loud. Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. And you know what, Miss Laura? It's Shabbat. We should probably do the blessings for Shabbat, shouldn't we?
We probably should.
Okay, I think we should sing a little Shabbat Shabbat. And we can have everybody hold up, pretend things like candles and wine and challah. Let's sing Shabbat Shabbat to start Shabbat with our Shabbat blessings. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat,
Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom.
Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. All right, hold up your candles. We're going to hold up our 2 candles and light the candles for Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. And now for the Kiddush, hold up your Kiddush cup. Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam peri hagafen. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. All right, let's hold up a little bit of challah. If you have challah, here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. All right, and everybody's going to remain or stand up if you're not standing already as we begin our prayer, our call to worship with the Baruch Hu. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Here's this arc. We're going to face this arc. You can stand, and if you know which way east is, you can even just face east. Baruch Hu et Adonai Amevorah. Everybody hold up one finger and repeat after me. There is one God.
There is one God.
Now take that finger and point that finger right at yourself. There is one me.
There is one me.
There's only one God, and there's only one me, and we are grateful for both of those things. We're grateful for God, and we're grateful for each of us. I'm grateful for each of you. You are all unique, even if you're a twin, even if you're a triplet, even if you're a quadruplet, even if you're a quintuplet. You are unique, and we say thank you for us, and thank you for God, and we sing Shema together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Please be seated.
All right, our next prayer is a very important prayer, and we really want to think about this one. We are going to sing the Misha Berach, and for those of you who don't know, this is a prayer for those who are sick and for those who might need some healing. So let's think of someone we know that might not be feeling so great, might not be so happy right now, and someone that we can say a prayer for. So think about them in your head while we sing this prayer.
Misheberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, God, who heals the sick, and together we say Amen. I'd like to tell a story if I can. I'm going to tell a story about a long time ago, far, far away, in a town called Chelm, actually in a kingdom called Chelm. And I'm going to look at everybody right now. Hi, are you all there? Hello. So in the kingdom called Chelm, there was a great treasure that the king had. The king had this beautiful giant ruby, a red gem that the king kept hidden away in this safe, in this room that you had to put in the combination just to get in, and it was closed. And every now and then, The king's favorite thing to do was to go in and to just look at that gem, just to pick up that gem. Well, one day, no one knows how it happened. One day, the king went in. The king typed in the code. He went in and he opened up the safe, and he took out his favorite gem, and he was shocked. He screamed because on that gem was a scratch. Oh my goodness, the king had no idea what to do. The king called for the greatest jewelers in the entire kingdom to come by, and the king said, anybody who can fix my gem, I don't need my kingdom. I will give up my kingdom. You will be king or queen. Whoever can do it, I will give my kingdom to you. Well, he had all the jewelers from all the land and so many faraway kingdoms come and try to fix that scratch. They rubbed and they put chemicals on it and they tried to do all these things to get rid of the scratch. And nobody could get rid of that scratch. Nobody could win the prize of the kingdom. And so, one day, this young girl, she was in like tattered clothing. It was not very expensive clothing. She was like dirty. She walked up to the gates of the kingdom and she said, excuse me, I believe the king is looking for somebody to fix his gem. And the guards looked at her and said, ha 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 ha, you think you can do that? You think you can fix this gem? We've had jewelers from all over come and try to fix this gem. You think you can do it? And she said, uh-huh. And they said, okay, we'll ask the king. So they told the king, there's this young girl at the gates, and she says she can come in and she can fix the jewel. What do we do? And the king said, if she can do it, then she can have my kingdom. If not, she shall go to prison for the rest of her life. So the guards told the little girl, are you okay with those terms? And she said, yeah, okay, yeah. So she gets to come into the kingdom, and she gets to go into the castle, and she goes in, and the king brings her in to the room and types in the, and the door opens and then walks in and then opens up the safe and takes out the jewel and shows it to her and says, this is my pride and joy. It has a scratch. If you can fix it, I give you my kingdom. If not, you spend the rest of your days in jail. And she goes, okay, but you just have to leave me alone with the gem, close the door, and give me 3 days. And the king said, 3 days, and you think you'll do it? And she says, yes, I'll do it. So he says, okay. So he puts a little bit of food and water there so she's okay, and then closes the door. 3 days pass, and the king is waiting anxiously outside, and then finally opens up the door again and goes in. And she's standing there with her hands behind her back, and he says, well, did you do it? And she says, uh-huh. And he said, you're telling me all the jewelers came and they tried to fix this scratch and they couldn't do it, and you fixed it? And she goes, uh-huh. And he goes, well, show me. So she takes out the gem from behind her and she shows it to him. And he picks up the gem, the ruby, and he looks at it and he sees she has turned. Are you still listening to me? Are you all still listening to me? Do you see this gem? Do you see this gem right there? So she takes the gem, she shows it to the king, and the king takes it and looks at it. And he sees that she turned that scratch into the stem of a beautiful rose that she then etched into this ruby. And so that scratch has now become the stem for a beautiful flower. And once again, the ruby is the most beautiful thing that anyone's ever seen. And the king said, oh my goodness, you are the new queen, and you can now have my kingdom. Thank you so much. And what do we learn from this? We learn from this that things may look around us like they're not fixable. They may seem like they can't get any better. But there's always, any mistakes we make, anything we do, it's okay, because we can always turn something that other people think is not fixable. We can turn that into something beautiful. We can make something beautiful out of everything around us. And even you can be that rose. You are that gem. You are that rose. It doesn't matter if there's a scratch. Whatever happens in your life, turn those scratches into the stems of roses. And together we all say, Amen.
Amen. What a good story. Before we finish up, that was such a good story. I want you all to drop in the comments. Have mom and dad type in the comments something that you thought that was not so great, you didn't really like it, and then you or mom or dad or your family made it into something great. Share your stories in the comments. We want to hear how you guys make not so great situations into something great and beautiful. Let's see them.
And as you do that, we're going to sing one last song about Shabbat, about how beautiful Shabbat is. We sing Maya Fe Hayom. Maya Fe Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We hope you have a great weekend, a wonderful Shabbat, and a happy Thanksgiving. Don't forget to share your stories in the comments, and we look forward to reading them all. Shabbat Shalom.
Bye-bye.